we have to consider anxiety is a very difficult spirit to have to battle. Anxiousness and hopelessness. And sometimes being busy is not enough to dissuade it or exercise. Sometimes you exercise and sometimes you keep yourself busy at work to keep anxiety at bay or entertainment. Now, it might be helpful and it may in fact solve some of it for a moment, but it never resolves it. And in many cases, it can even exacerbate it later because it's a Band-Aid. So a lot of men will stay at work longer, work harder to keep themselves distracted, possibly from the anxiety, but work itself can induce it. Exercise, adrenaline, distractions can make it worse. The spirit of anxiety or even the spirit of lust, they both kind of are twin sisters that work against your focus and your ability to overcome. Religious tradition, ritual, and ceremony, going to church 3 or 4 times a week or synagogue, keeping yourself preoccupied with religious activity, charity, in and of itself as well, can deter it for a moment or dissuade it. It will not resolve it. It will not solve it. You're still going to face it. And sometimes at the core of it is trust. A trust that's been broken in your past, or a need for fulfillment. Many of these things are like a blanket as a little child you keep close to you to comfort you because you have been abused or feel anxiety. You look for your teddy bear, you look for that special toy to keep you comforting, to go into your refuge. But it's important to know that while all of those things can contribute momentarily to an anxiety or lustful attack, the deeper root is always spiritual. And in that case, it's something that you haven't addressed or something that an open wound that you have from something in the past, either something you've done or something that was done to you, emotionally or physically. And as well, people say coffee and things of that nature. Well, that's not the causation. That's not what caused it. Of course, it doesn't help when you're suffering with anxiety and lust to engage with things that stimulate the adrenal glands or even the dopamine. Those things are not the cause. They're just not helping. So you have to consider when you're looking at your life and examining what caused it, how to treat it, and what works. Now, keeping busy, but keeping busy doing what? Busy for busy's sake? Jumping off of mountains in squirrel suits for adrenaline for the moment? A spa in the weekend? None of that's going to do it. All of those hobbies, not going to happen. It's not going to resolve it. None of it will. So, to keep something pure, you have to do something pure. And secular altruism is just not strong enough a medicine to solve that problem. But keeping yourself mission-minded to the higher calling of doing God's work and God's will, God's way. The thing that isn't about chemical adrenaline or dopamine, but spiritual chemical, spiritual dopamine, spiritual adrenaline. Some things come by much prayer and fasting and sacrifice, right? Beating down the flesh, mortifying the members of the flesh. The fasting helps with the symptom that manifests in the body, and that's why it's good to fast and cause the body to suffer for a couple of days and not feed it sugar and comfort that we normally get from food or drink. Just stay off of it. Detox the body physically. But again, to keep something pure, you have to do something pure. And keeping yourself in a regiment of discipleship or mentorship where someone is discipling you and mentoring, and keeping that regiment, being persistent and consistent, is good to do. Whoever it might be in your life. When you excise and extricate positive reinforcement from your life and surrounding yourself mostly with negative reinforcement, which could be yourself, talking to yourself because you don't talk well to yourself. Your thoughts are bad. The Lord said, I know my thoughts towards you are good, not to hurt you or to harm you, but to prosper you, to give you a future. But think about it. The Lord isn't thinking his thoughts to cause you to sin, but we are. So oftentimes your thoughts, your thought life is killing you as well. Wrong thoughts. So meditating on the right thoughts and reinforcing it by being connected with someone or a group or something that is constantly holding you accountable in the regard that something else is speaking to you. You're supposed to speak to yourself in psalms and hymns, making melody in your heart to the Lord. But who else are you talking to? Who's speaking to you in psalms and hymns, making melody in their heart to the Lord? So you need to hear it from within and you need to hear it from without. And you may discover that much of your life, your conversations, and your time is off balance. This doesn't mean 50-50, but you're not putting in enough engagement with the pure things or pure people in your life. There's not enough of that. You need more of that to offset it. And it's not enough of that. And that's something that will help you doing pure mitzvahs, doing the work of the Lord, and learning to be satisfied by satisfying the dopamine of the Spirit. And the Spirit's dopamine and adrenaline is when it's doing God's will, when it's doing what makes Papa happy. It will manifest in the body. You've got to do what makes Papa happy, doing the work of the Lord, helping, ministry, listening, fellowshipping, doing the work of the Lord, doing the pure work of the Spirit, purifying the Spirit, and helping others to purify their spirit. That energy will manifest into the physical more than anything. But if you look, measure your life, you've been spending a lot of time, whether you're not talking spiritual things to yourself or not having anyone else engaged in conversations where someone is ministering to you. You got to remember what the Proverbs teach. You need to have something else coming in your ear, engaged in not just listening to a sermon. That's good to do. good holy music, that's good to do. But engaged in life with someone real that is ministering, speaking to your soul and your spirit, giving you the words of the Lord, giving you the words you need to hear, giving you righteous rebukes, righteous correction, righteous encouragement, having that, reinforcing that in yourself. Most don't take advantage. They have this thing called BetterHelp where people call to have other people help them. There's no one in your life that you know and love that can speak to you words of life, fountains of life, words of life, as it says in the Proverbs. A righteous man speaking to you is words of life. Blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Are you hungry for God? Are you thirsting for righteousness? If you're thirsting for righteousness, you're thirsting for righteous conversation, righteous participation, righteous engagement with someone doing righteous work. Has anybody you know that we can go and help? But instead, you're giving your time, your ears, and most of you, so your money to things that do not bring life. And you don't take it serious enough. You don't realize you are cannibalizing and destroying yourself with things, time, energy, and money that take from your life. And all of that time, energy, and money, you should be giving to things that bring life. And the greatest life is spiritual life. The things that last forever. The spirit, the body's going to fade away. But where is that dedication, complete dedication to everything for the kingdom, everything for the Lord, everything for the Lord? And most have tremendous stress in your life because God cannot bless you spiritually with peace of mind and peace in heart when you are giving only in peace of yourself to Him. This will help you get over that. So I hope you will take this message, these words, and let it minister to you. And wherever you go and whoever you engage in life with, find someone. And if you don't have someone, pray for the Spirit of the Lord to bring you someone to engage spiritually that will speak truthfully to you, whether you like it or not. Be honest and engage in doing the work of the Lord with your time, with your money, with your body, with your energy, with your spirit. And you will be healed better than you've ever been in your life. Amen.